AI started to have an impact on everything. Now, generative AI is able to do things and tasks that are normally to the level of a PhD assistant, at least.
AI can help actually and can accelerate organizing, generating, gathering information, collecting and generating insights from data, basically automating much of time-consuming tasks.
That is an interesting way of putting it, that the machine ends up by using you rather than you using it. The machine is ultimately a tool, and no one should ever turn away from the use of tools used appropriately.
To use AI today is not a choice anymore, it's a must. And our university is very much aware of this. We are integrating AI in many different sectors, whether they're administrative or research or education related. And we think that we're on the right path.
Gen AI can be employed in the university environment at a whole load of different levels. So there's a level of university administration, there's a level of department or faculty or school administration, then there is a level of helping lecturers develop syllabi, develop course content, help to illustrate different problems, etc. There's also the level of the student and what the student can learn and what the student can actually use it to do.
AI in research can be seen as complementing traditional research methods, helping researchers to work efficiently, quicker, to focus more on development, critical thinking, and decision-making. Nevertheless, the adoption of AI in research can represent significant risks and dangers if not used appropriately.
AI appeared in a way, for example, for us as a researchers, it was something which is trivial because we spend a lot of time developing those things, but once now we have AI for the public use, the first question that comes to the mind is this AI going to be used in a responsible way?
Technologies and the progress within technology can be seen as double-sided. So at the one side, it offers a lot of opportunities, but at the same side, it can be used for things that are not that suited to us as humans. We're thinking of technology as something that goes on linear, but that's not the case. So from our research, we know that we are currently today in a situation where most of these technologies seem fantastic, but they are not fantastic in the way they've been applied and in what they deliver.
It is true that the technology can produce work outputs that the student could pass off as their own. But it's not all that simple, because when you instruct one of these Gen AI systems, it doesn't always do exactly what you ask it to do. It sometimes can actually give you a different answer to what you're looking for.
And then the danger is that because it's a machine, because it's a computer, you take it as being the truth, to take it as being being the voice of reason, and then if you try to a little bit to ask difficult questions to the AI, then sometimes you're surprised by the answer.
So rethinking or finding a way to make sure that this AI, which proves that has a really big development in many areas, we should maybe ask ourselves how to make this use safe, avoid to generate any bias, rather than just use it in a random way and keep it as a use in an uncontrollable way.
AI is a tool today that could be used, for example, treat large data sets, uncover patterns in data sets that are beyond human detection. AI can also be used to do repetitive tasks to actually free humans for innovation.
Whatever you talk about, even in research, it's the same subject. It's what is the impact of this technology on what we do. In research, the researchers have a certain set of goals, because they have to find things, they have to innovate, they have to advance knowledge. But it's the same thing for learning, for example. Same thing for entrepreneurship and innovation in the field of ventures and entrepreneurship. So whatever the subject is, it will be interesting for students as well. It will be interesting for staff. It will be interesting for faculty.
But now, thanks to this AI and generative AI technologies, you could have summary of huge amount of scientific publications in the matter of what? Minutes, seconds maybe. So this is the hope actually, that it could help our mind as researchers and scientists to first know everything that is happening around us, because scientific advancements go very quickly in some domains, notably in the computational sciences. So there is no way for us, even if we try to gather as much information as we want about the latest advancements, the latest scientific publications, there is no way for me to know everything happening. So this type of technologies help us actually to get that information really quickly and to some extent accurately. It's not 100%, but we can rely on some of this.
Now, if you go into just research, of course, it's a matter of experts talking about how this is going to impact the very nature of researching and doing. So today, for example, literature reviews in 1 minute would take you 6 months. You may do them in 6 minutes. So it's at that level of change and productivity that we're seeing. And I think it's all opportunities that we have to look at. And if you are a student and you're looking at this, you may think about becoming a new age researcher. Or you may think that's not for me because, it's a space that will be just filled by AI agents and I'll do something else. So it's very interesting to have people with different perspectives look at this with different interests.
I work a lot with biologists, doctors, material scientists, or climatologists, or other people. And these are domains for me that I actually understand nothing about them. Like, I understand the minimum. Like, it's not my area of understanding. So I feel like these are very important tools for interdisciplinary research when I want to work with my peers in biology or in climate change or in energy. This helps me at least to summarize the challenges they have from the applied side for me to tailor the computational and the mathematical solutions to their needs. It really helps interdisciplinary research to go a bit quicker, because there is also the misunderstanding, because we come from different scientific communities, so we speak different languages and we have different understanding of the problems and the physical phenomena and the challenges in society, in environment, in climate, etc.
I was working in a different project related to medical application of AI, and believe me, it was a big time where it was really difficult to convince a doctor to use something else like AI to help him to diagnose it or do something. And today I'm witnessing, I'm working with doctors. We are developing together. I'm explaining to them what the model is able to do, and they are explaining to me what they need from this AI. And I think at certain level, this is a learning curve that the humans are doing, learning how to use the AI, how to adopt the AI in their lives in general.
You can also make what we generally call small mistakes. And some of these can be pretty obvious. And then there's a higher level of mistake, which is called hallucinations, where it can make really quite fundamental errors. So it's not simply a matter of any student can take any project and put it into the computer and have it done for them. If students are going to do this, they will have to be pretty sophisticated anyway. But finally, it is really up to the university to explain to the students what is the purpose of education. And the purpose of education is about self-development. It's about improving your cognitive capacity to be able to understand the environment around you, and for you to be able to play a bigger and more extensive role, a more satisfactory role, and a more satisfying role in your community. And you don't ever achieve that by getting somebody else to do the work. So at the end of the day, to the extent that you use a technology to do the work for you, you're wasting your time.
I like to use a phrase from a Nobel Prize winner in economics, Darren Acemoglu, that says that most of the technologies today are what he calls so-so technologies. So they look nice, but they're badly implemented. And if they're implemented, they do not deliver the kind of productivity that you want. So on the one side, technology can be very nice, can be very, very good, but at the same time, we see that we do not get the profit from there. And what is needed to change that is more students like the students here working at this university.
Some resistance by some professors saying, well, allow them to use these tools. How are we going to assess what they know from what they don't know? But the consensus at the end of the meeting was that, anyway, these are public tools that they can use, and they're going to use, and they are using, and we know that. There is no way we can stop it. Yeah, we can imagine all the scenarios where we're going to not allow them to use it during the class, but what we're going to give them projects from outside. So the best maybe way to move forward, and it's not that simple to put in place, but there are mechanisms by which we can think about how to succeed in this mission, is really to teach them to use them appropriately. Instead of saying, no, you can't use it because there are risks, etc. No, explain the risks and explain to them how to use them appropriately and hope for the best. That's the best you can do for now.
I don't really want to grade ChatGPT at the end. I need to give grades to every one of my students. So in some situations you can find it makes sense, because at some level we don't want the humans to give all their capacities and skills to the AI, rather to keep it, but use the AI to develop it and to help.
A recent study by Microsoft stating that critical thinking started to decrease because of the massive use of AI, which means that people, even orchestrating even AI agents, they may be able to achieve many results. But if we're talking about the ability of humans to think and innovate in a creative way, it seems from those studies that it's starting to have an impact, a negative impact, on our ability to think, which is a bad thing, of course. But at the same time, you cannot stop it. This is happening. So the question is, how do we take advantage of AI without outsourcing our brains and becoming just button pushers all the time?
AI needs data. AI thrives on data. So the opportunity here is really to generate data that is relevant, but also to train own AIs on data that is specific. I think the potential for AI is beyond what I can imagine right now as well. You know, it's something that is evolving the whole time, and you hear new things every week. But one thing is clear is AI is going to change the way we look at science, the way we look at research, the way we see education, and in fact the way we see life in general. And so it is important for university to lead in that reflection of who do we want to be as human beings in the future, and what is our role with AI in our lives.